This is the 2026 GMC Terrain Elevation. Is it the right trim level for you? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. I borrowed this volcanic red tint coat with Gideon gray and after dark interior from my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC in Shreveport, Louisiana. If you want to know more about this particular model, check out the link down in the description of the video. This model comes in front-wheel drive, but if you want all-wheel drive, that is available. And we are going to have LED lighting here on the front. You can see the nice bright LED daytime running lights coming to life right there. You'll also have your LED headlights, and we're going to have that nice large GMC logo. A little bit of chrome here, a little bit of gloss black, and even some gray down here on the lower portion of the front end. A little bit of something for everybody. Just depends on what you like, doesn't it? 19-inch wheels on this particular model. Tell me what you think about the design of those wheels. You'll find a 17-inch spare, and you'll find that the side view mirrors are manually folding, but you know what? That will get the job done for you if you need it. They're power adjustable, and they're going to have your blind spot monitoring built in right there. We'll also find our remote right here. Now, you're going to have lock, unlock, remote start. You can open and close your power lift gate back there, and your panic button. Something you might want to know about. You'll notice I hit the unlock button right there on the remote. Now, I'm going to hit remote start two times. And you don't have to worry about locking the vehicle because it's going to lock itself before remote start activates. Just something to know about that some people may not be aware of. One thing I do wish was here that is not. You have passive entry. You can walk up and lock and unlock all four doors from either the driver or the passenger side door handles. But I would also like to see that on the rear. It seems if it's on the front, it should also be on the rear. We're going to have our deep tinted privacy glass here on our rear windows. You will find the roof rails up top. You can get your crossbars if you want and help to increase your cargo capacity. We're going to finish things off here with our rear roof spoiler. Nice sporty design. And you'll notice that beeping going on right there. And then the power tailgate or power lift gate opens, whatever you wish to call that. But you might wonder about that. What if you come back here and that doesn't work the way that it should? Let me show you a little trick on that. There are two things you need to do here. Number one, you can come here to settings. We will go to vehicle and right down here to comfort and convenience. And you will want to go to hands-free exterior storage access. Make sure that is set to open only and is not set to off. If it is, obviously you just make that change. And you may also want to come right here. This is what you're going to select is this area, and we're going to go down here to see more controls. And then you'll go over here to doors and windows. You'll notice power rear gate height right here. Make sure that is not set to off. You can set it to custom. You can set it to max open. And here is what happens when you set it to custom. Depending on where you park or what your personal needs might be, you may want to adjust the height of the power lift gate back here. Maybe lower it down or even make it higher. We're going to lower it down just a little bit, as you can see, and then we're going to hold the button down and listen for the beeps. And there you go. There's the beep right there. And we're going to lower that back down. And notice when I open it back up that it's going to open to the height where I just set it. So we're going to hit that button 2 times on the remote and bring that back up. And resetting that is just as simple as repeating the same process depending on what you want to do. Under the hood is the turbocharged 1.5 liter 4-cylinder that makes 175 horsepower and 184 pounds-feet of torque. It is mated to a CVT. Let's see what the MPGs are with this particular model. We're looking at 26 city, 28 highway, 27 combined, and 3.7 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. This model will have a 14.8 gallon gas tank. Cargo capacity ranges between 29.8 with the rear seats in the upright position. If you fold them flat, you'll have 63.5 cubic feet. There will be cargo lighting on each side back here. You will also find a 12-volt power outlet. In this particular case, there is no sunroof. Now let's talk about what your second row passengers will find. Plenty of room with the armrest. I like the space. Gonna have the door bin right here. And for you parents out there, here is the latch system. Now, the one thing about that I wish was different is that you didn't have to remove the cover and keep up with that, although you could just drop it into one of the seat pockets on the back of the front seats. But it would be nice to see this be spring loaded or maybe hinged, and that would make it a lot easier to deal with. When it comes to the fold-down armrest, we're going to have the cup holders built in and space for the armrest. The one thing I wish was different here is instead of having the parallel cup holders, have them vertical, straight in the center right here. That way the armrest area is always available to use when there are cups or bottles in the cup holders. And something that will make people very happy, and I have to say is a good thing, we have the rear air conditioning vents and a couple of USB options to choose from. The sticker price on this particular model is $35,040. It has a lot of options and features added. The base price is actually $29,900. That's $100 lower than it was for 2025. As is pretty common on a lot of vehicles, the armrest and the door bin on the front doors will be larger than what we saw with the rear. You're going to have a manually adjustable passenger seat, a power adjustable driver's seat with lumbar support for the driver's seat. Both are going to be heated. Plenty of room within the glove box, and we'll work our way over here to the driver's side door. We're going to have lock and unlock. Everything here for our power adjustable side view mirrors. You have an express touch, one touch down, one touch up driver's window. The rest you'll have to hold the button down to bring the windows back up. As you can see, if I let go of the button, that does not go all the way up. Something a lot of people like to know about. And if you're looking for your power parking brake, there it is right there, your drive mode selector. In fact, let's go through the drive modes on our 15-inch touchscreen. We're going to have normal and then snow and ice. Not a lot going on there, but not a big deal. I don't think most people are worried about a sport mode on something like this, but tell me what you think. If you're looking for your auto hold for your brakes when you come to a complete stop, if you engage that, turn that on, that's going to keep your brakes engaged until you touch the gas pedal. You can turn the auto stop start feature off right there if you want to. You have a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. There is a release right there. You can drop that and that will allow you to adjust the position of the steering wheel. And our steering wheel mounted controls, quite a bit going on here. I think you know what everything is here. Over here is your cruise control and then voice commands. You can adjust the radio and all that good stuff right there. And you can also turn on your heated steering wheel. And if you look at your 11-inch driver's display and you don't like what you see or maybe want to change that, the button right here will allow you to do that. And here is what we're going to have. A couple of different options depending on what it is you want, including navigation. This will answer another question that I know a lot of you asked. Does it have built-in navigation? Obviously it does, and you can put that up right in front of you. Shifter paddles right here. There are buttons on the back of the steering wheel for adjusting the volume. Over on the left-hand side will be the buttons for adjusting what you are listening to. And you'll find your shifter right here. That makes things nice and easy. And then everything for your front and rear window wipers here. And you can also use your turn signal indicators if you keep your turn signal indicator fluid reservoir nice and full. And you can run your windshield washer fluid by pushing that button. With the upper console, you're going to find your sunglass holder. Not a whole lot to talk about up here, but you can see some of the additional buttons and features that we have as far as that goes. And when it comes to our 11-inch touchscreen, there is a lot to talk about here. I'm going to try and make this a brief overview, but you can see what we have. We can go into vehicle status right here if we want to. That gives you a lot of information. You can just choose what it is you might want to know about, depending on what's going on with the vehicle. And you'll notice when you touch that plus, it's going to give you the information. When you want to get out of that screen, you hit the minus right there. And then we'll have other things such as oil life. Like I said, I'm not going to go through everything, but you can go through there and find out what is going on where that is concerned. We can go into maintenance right here, and you can see some things that you might want to know about, such as your oil life and your engine air filter life. Like I say, easy to deal with. I don't necessarily have to show you what's going on. Now, here's something you might want to know about that, well, I'm curious to get your feedback on. Is this in the wrong place? What do you think? So you will find your coolant temperature right here and other information, as you can see, such as oil pressure, oil temperature, also your battery voltage. We're going to go out of that screen. You have Google Assistant, so you can use that for all sorts of things with voice commands. I'm not going to go through details on that because I don't want to set off devices in your home. And depending on what you add or want to add, you have the Play Store right there. When you go into reverse, or you can just select camera right there, you'll get your rear view camera. In this particular case, that is the only camera on this vehicle. And you can see what else is here. If we go into controls right here, we took a brief look at this screen earlier, but you can see that you can go in here and lock all of the windows if you want to right there, and then you can adjust your auto high beam assist. You want to turn that on or off right there, park assist, but you'll also find see more controls right there. And you're going to have, again, your doors and locks. We looked at that earlier, so you already know what is here. We can go back with the arrow right there. How about your lights? You can go right here and do a lot of things with your headlights. You can leave them on auto, turn them on, turn them off, whatever it is you want to do. Again, high beam assist, and your dome light right there if you want to do that. A lot of information, or should I say controls, going to the screen right here. And then you can go into drive and park and see what all we have there. Traction control, you're going to have lane assist and your park assist. And right here is something that you might want to know about your universal remote. You might be wondering where those buttons are. Well, everything is located here in the screen. Not sure if that's the best thing or not. Again, what are your thoughts on that matter? One thing that I will say is really nice is that you can add up to 8 remotes instead of having 8 buttons somewhere here in the upper area of the front seat. Well, maybe that is better in that respect, but I still think it would be better to have some physical buttons. Now, let me answer a question that a lot of people have, and I want to make sure I cover it. How about our collision and detection systems? Our driving aids, you can go in and adjust the alert type. You have forward collision avoidance, front pedestrian braking, intersection collision braking, adaptive cruise go notifier. You have side bicyclist alert, lane change alert, park assist with braking, and rear cross traffic braking. A really nice setup here for the money, I'd say. A lot of great features, a lot of great functionality. And if you want to turn buckle to drive on or off, there's where you do that. I do recommend you use your seatbelt when you drive, but if you're doing what I'm doing and just making a video in a parking lot and need to reposition the vehicle, it's nice to not have to put your seatbelt on to do that. And you can see what else is here. Now, you will find physical controls here for your air conditioning. That is good. I'm glad that it isn't completely put into the screen as far as all of that goes. Now, you will have to go here into the screen to adjust your heated seats. I won't need to do that here in Northwest Louisiana for a really long time. There's your volume control and a little bit of space here in the center console area for storage. You will also have your USB options right there, cup holders, and a wireless charging pad. The center console offers a reasonable amount of space. The little tray here is removable in case you were curious about that. And there is the space within. What is it like to drive the Terrain? It seems to handle the bumps nicely. The seats are comfortable as far as my short-term experience goes. It would be nice to get a longer-term driving experience, and some of you who may have owned one of these 25 or 26 Terrains for a long enough period of time, tell us down in the comments section, what is that like? If you take a road trip for several hours, how comfortable are you in these seats? What do your rear seat passengers think? It's always nice to get that kind of feedback that I can't necessarily provide in these videos. Getting up to speed is not as difficult as some people might think. And while I know there are multiple driving scenarios where you may need to accelerate much faster than what I would need to get up to 45 miles per hour on this road, I don't think you're going to have any trouble with that. Nobody is expecting the Terrain to be a rocket ship. 175 horsepower will get it down the road as needed. But overall, I don't think anybody is going to be disappointed if they buy something like this, because you're likely not looking for that kind of an experience where you do a really quick 0 to 60 or something along those lines. A very comfortable interior overall. Everything is very easy to adjust. So as far as the driver goes, everything is adjustable with the steering wheel and with the seat. So no matter your height, you should have absolutely no trouble adjusting things to where you're nice and comfortable, where it's easy to see, whether it's the steering wheel, the driver's seat, or even your side view mirrors. Everything is very easy to deal with. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, simple to learn and use technology. It may look overwhelming, but when you start learning this technology, you'll find out that it's not that challenging to learn. It just takes a little bit of time. There are several sub-menus and different things to go through, but that doesn't mean that it's complicated. It just looks like a lot, but once you start working with it, and if you have any trouble, remember, there's most likely a tutorial somewhere here on YouTube that will help you out to learn what it is you need to learn. Maybe there's something you can't find. Tell me down in the comments section and I can make that tutorial for you. But overall, I'd say a good vehicle. You get a lot for the money. That's one thing about GMC vehicles, is that you can go with a lower trim level and add a lot of higher end features without the higher end price. You may not be able to go with every single features that's available, such as say on the Denali trim level, but you can sure come close. And there it is, the 2026 GMC Terrain Elevation. Now keep in mind, you can go as high as the Denali trim level for 2026. The base price on there is a little bit over $42,000. Tell me what your thoughts are where that is concerned. If you'd like to see that trim level, I will see if I can find one locally to show you. Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I'm always curious to receive your feedback. I'd like to say a special thanks to my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC for loaning me this Terrain for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would, please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.